If you sell a digital product, you know that the toughest part isn't making it, it's actually selling it. You can have the best digital product in the world, but if no one knows about it, then you won't make any sales. And if you're anything like me, you've made digital products that you truly believe in, but you couldn't find the right buyers to sell it to. In this video, I'll be breaking down my organic marketing strategy that has made me over $10,000 selling digital products without having a huge following, so that you can copy me and literally start making sales after this video. The number one problem that almost every beginner deals with is attention. No one knows who you are, what you do, who you serve, the problem that you solve, your story, what you've been through, what you've experienced. None of it. You are fighting tooth and nail for visibility. You need people to actually know what you do and why you do it. Instead of worrying about what your product looks like, your logo, the vibe of your brand, and all these other things that don't really matter, you need to focus on a few core pieces that will actually change everything, which is making content and promoting your product. That is the core drivers of your business. That is what makes money. And if you're focused on anything but that, then you will stay in the same cycle as a beginner creator trying to monetize over and over again for many years. So the first phase that I've used in my marketing strategy is using short form content. The key here is distribution. You want to make as much short form as possible. Not only short form that is just clickbaity and viral trends, you want to make short form videos that actually connect with your ideal avatar. One of the biggest mistakes that I made with my short form content was thinking that I needed to provide value without telling them about myself. That is the whole point of a personal brand. People need to know your value, your mission, what you've been through, where you're going, in order to champion your brand, in order to champion who you are as a person. They need to like you and they need to trust you. So your short form content shouldn't be too educational. You shouldn't try to teach them a whole masterclass in every single video, because at the end of the day, anyone who scrolls on short form isn't trying to learn a entire book, summary, or essay. They primarily want to know smaller things like your values, your missions, your stories. That was the biggest mistake that I made with short form content for a very long time. Because think about it for a second. If you met someone and all they did was tell you about, oh, here's my expertise, here's what I know about this topic, here's my accomplishments, here's my testimonials, and I know nothing about you, it doesn't make me like you. It actually makes me think that you're hiding something, or there's something that you're not showing me. So within your short form content, you want people to know who you are, what you've done, and what you've been through. You want to show them the highs, the lows, the challenges, your mistakes, your shortcomings, so that they know the person that they see today has gone through something meaningful, has gone through something deep in their past, which is why they champion your wins, they champion your cause, they champion your mission, because they know more about you and they have context behind your goals, behind your value, behind your niche and what you're doing. My biggest mistake was thinking that I needed to be very specific and talk to a very specific person within the topics of my content, of my short form content. That is truly what keeps you in 200 view jail. That is what keeps people from actually discovering you. And at the end of the day, within your niche, how many people actually understand all the specific and nuanced topics that you talk about? Not a lot. 90% of people on social media are beginners. Only a few very sub portion of your followers or your audience or people on social media actually know what you're talking about and are able to understand it. If I don't understand what you're talking about, I'm skipping your video, and that is that. Phase 2 is long form, a video just like this. Long form is for building deeper connections and selling. It is okay to sell in long form because people now understand your level of expertise. They now have spent enough time with you and they're here to learn. They're here to learn about whatever niche that you're in, whatever problem that they're trying to solve. They want more information. They want more actionable steps, actionable knowledge. They want your guidance and personal stories to help them with the specific thing that they're dealing with in their own life. Most of the time, you come to YouTube to learn or to watch longer form content on purpose. You don't really come to YouTube just to scroll on shorts. You do that on TikTok and Reels. Usually on YouTube, there's a specific problem that you're trying to solve or that you need help with, which is why you go watch a longer form video. And it's the same thing with a newsletter. It's the same thing with a podcast. You want to develop a deeper connection where people can hear you explain your expertise, can hear you talk for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, can read an entire article on why you feel like the creator economy is changing and what you need to do about it, or the best skills to learn to make $1 million in the next 10 years. They want to gather more knowledge and information specifically from you, which is why it's a bit distasteful when you sell in short form content, because I didn't really get that much from you. But when you sell in long form, it feels a bit more natural and a bit more okay, because now I've given you enough to want to know more about my product. I've given you enough information, expertise, or knowledge to want to take the next step and purchase a product or book a call or whatever the case may be for what you have to offer. And as you build your short form content and your long form content, you start to create a mini universe, as Dan Coe says, where people can spend time with you. Like Daniel Priestley likes to say, people see you for the first time the 11th time. So as you continue to let them know about your values, your missions, your principles, they'll build trust with you within your short form content. And then when they want to learn, they'll go to your long form content. And that is when they're ready to purchase, the more that they consume and the more that they learn and the more that you give. The initial time that you spend to build it is an investment. It takes time to build up your short form and get traction. It takes time to build up your long form and get traction, whether you're doing a newsletter or YouTube. And for short form, whether you post on TikTok or Reels, it takes time. You have to build up. You have to create more content. You have to learn how to actually get good. It's not just a one-day thing. But then when everything comes together, you now have an entire world of content where people can consume and watch your stuff and get value out of it and champion your mission and champion your principles and become a diehard part of your audience. That is how you market your product. And that is how you increase your sales. That is how you grow your brand and monetize on the back end. That is how you build a brand where people don't just say, oh my gosh, he's trying to sell me a course, trying to sell me something, or he's just trying to make $1 off me. He's actually providing value, actually building a relationship. And then when he asks me to buy something, it isn't just transactional. It feels like a real relationship where I'm getting something out of it and you're getting something out. And the main thing that I want you guys to get out of this is that you want to build a garden to attract your buyers. You don't want to go try to chase and hunt them down with every piece of content that you post, short form or long form or on any platform. You want to give, and you want to give willingly. You want to give freely. You don't want to hoard the information that you have and try to put in your product and say, oh, if you want more information or if you want all the tactics and details, you have to go buy the product. That scares people away. The best relationships and friendships that you have in your real life are the people who give willingly and freely. The people who don't gatekeep any information or knowledge that they have and freely give to you. That is what makes you want to continue being their friend, or continue or want to do more things for them, or want to buy them gifts and have fun with them, because that person gives more than they take. And if you want more in-depth content like this, I have a weekly newsletter called Economic Proof, where I share my guiding principles, my strategies, and resources in order to monetize. I also share my mistakes, my shortcomings, and all the things that I've learned on this journey of trying to make money on social media as a creator. And if you're currently a creator trying to monetize, it will help you save thousands of dollars on courses, coaching, and program that I literally had to invest in the beginning, and keep you from making hundreds of mistakes that I wish I knew when I first started as a creator trying to make money online. The link will be in the description down below.